Here we go. Goodbye, Reboot franchise. This will be the final game for this team. And, well, let's get on with it. We do have one new injury to look at before our Super Bowl appearance. And it's Keywan Hardwick, as we know, broke his collarbone. Will make things a little bit interesting. We have some good backups there. But let's move on to the next week where we'll see the Pro Bowl rosters. And let's just get the final look at how good this team really was. So here we go, the final Pro Bowl roster, and Philip Van Dijk makes it in. Finally living up to his draft spot. Maybe not entirely yet with the number 2 position in the Pro Bowl, but he certainly did it better this season. David Johnson is in as the number 1 choice. Fullback we don't have. Wide receivers we don't have, but you could argue should be in there. No tight ends, no linemen. Okay, Nico Siragusa, the first guy in. Warren Sanborn's in. And that's it for that. Usually we have a lot more players in there, keeping on going, and we don't see any. Tyus Bowser makes it in. Of course he does. Hunter Washington makes it in. And then we have to keep going a little bit further. Rashad Peters, the number 1 safety. And that is it for players from us. No returners this season, which is a bit odd for what we're used to, but that is the Pro Bowl team. But none of those guys are in the Pro Bowl because they're playing in the Super Bowl. And now let's find out who our opponent is. And now moving on to our Super Bowl game against the Green Bay Packers. The 8-8 Green Bay Packers. And that's quite a journey they've taken to get to the Super Bowl. But let's take a look at a team that I don't think we've ever played against. We did play against them before in week 14 where we beat them 42-25. So they still put up some points, but we put up a lot of points against them. 8-8 is their record. Let's get into this Super Bowl, the final game the Reboot franchise will be playing. But quickly, let's take a look at what we're doing on the defense. We've got Gilbert Turner starting at strong safety, not bad whatsoever, and that means Kevin Hagler will be taking over his number 3 spot. We'll be using a couple of the formations that we usually use, a little bit less because we used them because Gilbert Turner was playing a key role there. But we're not unhappy with how it is now. It just means we change a few formations, but Gilbert Turner's on the field a lot more anyway, so we're happy to use those as the formations. Let's get into the game. So here we go. It is time for the Super Bowl. Enough looking at other teams. We didn't actually take a deep look at the Packers or any look at them at all, but here they come out onto the field, led, of course, by Aaron Rodgers. A lot of the players you may know on this team. Guys of the caliber of Devontae Adams, Clinton Dix, still a bunch of guys on this team in this Super Bowl where the Reboot franchise will be hoping to end on a high note. And here they are, led out by Philip Van Dijk, who's made the Pro Bowl for the first time in his career. But it is a team absolutely full of incredibly talented players, and the Packers will start this game off with the possession. Aaron Rodgers moving around in the pocket early. We know he can do this, even though that ended up not resulting in a positive gain for them. And then a play action cost them too much time, and Mike Richardson gets this game started off with a sack. So 1st and 10 now for the Ravens, and Philip Van Dijk finding some space. He had time in the pocket, but had plenty of space to run into as well, and he chooses to run. And now we've got a screen to George Connor, who's got some space here himself, and ends up getting pushed out right around the 9-yard line. Tried to get some more, and then David Johnson gets stopped just short of the end zone by Clinton Dix. 3rd and goal now. Quick swing to Trayvon Bromley, who tried to spin inside, but the defender wasn't fooled. And the first points of the game will be scored by Justin Tucker on a field goal attempt. 3-0 the score now. 5 minutes left in the first quarter, and now the Packers looking to get some points back and picking on Kevin Hagler, who's getting his first start at the nickel position here, a first start in the Super Bowl. No pressure there for him. And then Aaron Rodgers going with a little dump pass here to Devontae Adams as he was running forwards, and it fooled everybody. And on 2nd and goal, they fool us again. They go for the fake fullback dive, the halfback pitch, and Ty Montgomery is into the end zone as Tim Williams bit a little too hard and reacted a little too late. But we go again for a screen here where George Connor had some success the first time, get the same amount of success this time, not going badly at all. Efficient right now for the offense. Philip Van Dijk, he's getting some good blocks from his offensive line. He steps up, dumps it down to George Connor. If he would have got a better block there by his receiver, he may have been into the end zone, but no problems as David Johnson will take it into the end zone and finish this drive with 6 points. Make it 7 when Justin Tucker kicks it. So now the score 10-7, 3-point lead back, and Ty Montgomery with a big run here. Great blocks from his wide receivers. And now on 3rd and 8, Aaron Rodgers running into some trouble. We'll see the injury timeout here, and I do believe this is when Hunter Washington left the game. We lose Hunter Washington for the rest of the game. That means Jaleel King will be stepping up into the number 2 spot. And there we go. Big play on 3rd and 10. Defense may have lost a player, but we're fine on offense. Going for it on 4th and inches. Jaquan Barber doesn't get the block, so he's stopping behind the line. Turn the ball over. So now a Washington-less defense here, and now even more trouble as Tyus Bowser gets a sack but gets injured, and he will be gone for the rest of the game as well. Now we've got 3 losses because Brendan Cooper was injured earlier in the game. 3 starters no longer going for us, and we already lost 1 safety, but the defense holds strong. And now a great pass to Kendrick Ellis. Philip Van Dijk had plenty of time in the pocket, and Kendrick Ellis got a great block from the speedster Ashley Stokes, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown. What an ending to his rookie season here. Even if this is the only catch he'll get all game long. Now 3rd and 7 for the Packers. A quick dump down. We talked about players being gone, but there's one player who's still on the field here, and he's the most important man, Rashad Peters, making plays, and we don't have to worry as long as he's on the field. Now 1st and 10 for our offense, and Philip Van Dijk finding George Connor down the sideline there. 2nd and inches now for him again, looking to pass this time. A lofted ball going for George Connor again, who's down at the 1-yard line. 30 seconds left in the first half as David Johnson forces his way into the end zone for another score. Score now 24-7. Packers in some trouble. Rodgers throwing it up, but Casey Jacobs comes away from his man and picks that one off, looking to return it now. A little bit of a stop. The offensive line fall over each other. He takes it over the 50-yard line. 12 seconds left will allow us to try and get a field goal here if we can get it. Philip Van Dijk rolling out to the right, still looking to pass, but sees why not run for it myself. He's now a little bit tired. End of this first half. He gets out of bounds. We do get the 3 points. So now halftime, 27-7 the score, and right now this offense is looking unstoppable, and the defense is looking like they can stop a train on the tracks. And now 2nd and 1, we take a sack here, so a little bit of a slow start there, not what we wanted. 3rd and 12 for Van Dijk, looking deep for Ashley Stokes. He's beating his man. Ashley Stokes had to slow down a little bit and couldn't make that catch as a consequence. And now on 3rd and 7, the Packers try to run it and get absolutely nothing there, so they'll be punting away on 4th and 7. No look for them so far. Ashley Stokes looks to lead this ball, now looks to maybe pick it up and try and get more than 2 yards, but instead, for some reason, he rolls on top of it and is hit in the end zone as his knee was down, and we give them 2 points for absolutely no reason there. So now the Packers, 1st and 10 on the 31-yard line. Aaron Rodgers picking on Kevin Hagler again. He's going to struggle to catch his man here. He does manage to get a hold of him. That could have been a lot worse. 2nd and 10 from the 36. Rodgers in some trouble, but gets out of it. Mike Richardson doesn't get the sack. Rodgers now running for the first down, but he gets stopped. Well, he has to slide down. Rashad Peters was right there, and then Jaleel King comes in with the tackle behind the line of scrimmage, and we hold them to just another 3 points there. The score 27-12 right now. 2nd and 19 for our offense, and it's a completion to Ashley Stokes. He made a mental error earlier. He's got to make up for it now. 3rd and 20. Trouble now for Philip Van Dijk, but he gets out of it. Being chased. Philip Van Dijk using his feet, getting away from these linebackers and getting the first down. Looked like a sack, but he gets out of it. 3rd and 5 now, and it's a completion to Ashley Stokes just inside the 25. And now 1st and 10, giving that ball to David Johnson, who would not be stopped, and David Johnson in for a touchdown. Big time run from him, pretty much putting this game to bed at this stage. Would not be stopped. The first man didn't even stand a chance, and then the second safety coming in didn't stand a chance either. 2nd and 9 now for Aaron Rodgers, again looking to challenge Kevin Hagler. It's working for them, but absolutely nothing else is. 1st and 10, Rodgers moving around. This has also been working for him a little bit, and he gets the first down here. Hagler making the tackle in the end. 2nd and 10, they go for a run here. Ty Montgomery with a spin move, although no one was near him, but it's enough to confuse everybody, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown. They go for a 2-point conversion. They get that one too. We didn't have a chance to check our alignments, and now 1st and 10, 45-yard line. 14-point game with 4 minutes left in this game. Of course, we've got to run the clock out here, and that's what we'll try and do. Tariq Cohen, if he gets a first down, the game's over. He doesn't get a first down. They have a timeout. We're going to go for it here. A first down ends the game, and we get the reception. We'll be able to kneel out here, and that is it. The Reboot franchise Ravens are your 2-time back-to-back Super Bowl champions, as they do it here in convincing fashion against the Aaron Rodgers-led Packers. They put up a fight towards the end, but it just wasn't enough. And there they are celebrating with Gilbert Turner, a man who did a great job stepping into that strong safety position after playing all season long at nickel. But he did it. He does it for us. And the MVP of the game, undoubtedly David Johnson, with 91 yards and 3 touchdowns. Again, just controls the game. And here we are lifting the Lombardi Trophy for the final time as the Reboot franchise. Not entirely sure about the selection of players. We've got our fullback Palmer and Kurt Weeks up there on the podium, as well as Philip Van Dijk and David Johnson. But everybody put in a big effort in this game. It's a well-deserved victory for a team that was better this season than it had ever been before, and it ends with a Super Bowl win. And there we have it, a teary-eyed farewell to our Reboot franchise as they win one final Super Bowl. They actually only managed to win 2 Super Bowls in the whole time. Still a lot, but it's not as many, if I remember correctly, as the Firesale franchise. But we don't need to be comparing those right now. Philip Van Dijk ended it all with an incredible performance, 312 yards, 81% completion percentage, and a touchdown. We'll see him again in the rushing yards. David Johnson rushed for 91 yards and 3 touchdowns, 5 broken tackles. Philip Van Dijk added 74 yards, one incredible run for a first down after breaking out of a could-be sack. And then receiving, George Connor, 8 receptions, 163 yards. You know he shows up in the big games. David Johnson, 2 for 16. TJ Gibbs, 2 for 15. Ashley Stokes, 2 for 38. One of our injured players that, had to leave the game. Kendrick Ellis, 1 catch, but he went for 63 yards with it. And a few other guys chipping in here and there. Justin Bruce allowed 2 sacks, but let's take a look at the defense, which was hit hard by injuries. Kevin Hagler and Rashad Bass end up leading the team in tackles. Tyus Bowser went out injured, but did get 1.5 sacks before that happened. We'll keep going down to the other injured guys. Hunter Washington went out injured, and, well, the other guys aren't here on the list for some reason. Well, Bernard Cooper also went out injured, but still, let's take a look at the sacks. 1.5 for Tyus Bowser, 1 for Mike Richardson, half a sack for Rashad Bass, an interception for Casey Jacobs. And that was the day. We didn't get any forced fumbles, but we got a turnover. This defense really stepped up this year, was very dominant, ranked 10th in the league in takeaways, first or second or third in yards in every category. Strong, powerful performance, but we did have one slight slip up on a punt return here, where Ashley Stokes ended up giving away a safety. He was supposed to run back and pick it up because, he's the kind of confident guy who figures, all right, I can get a bit more than 2 yards and I don't think I'll lose the ball. He decided to end up rolling on top of the ball and taking it into the end zone. So there's that, but, we still win 34-20, and that is it for the Reboot franchise. Goodbye, Reboot franchise. Goodbye, Madden 18. And hopefully, goodbye inconsistency on my part.